I would not be surprised if Trump ends up getting in power again.
I proper like Trump. I did, man.
That's because we're looking at him from a like George Bush. I really like George Bush because it was endlessly entertaining.
Have you seen where they inform him about? Obviously, he knew what was happening because
9/11.
The 9/11, yeah, it was all set up and that. He knows what's happening, but he's reading, bro. Like that's 1,000%. And have you seen that? What is it?
Man, 9/11 is the one that's.
It's called the.
When you look at all the evidence, it's hard to really. It points more towards the false flag.
A what? A false flag?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
A operation, like a terrorist operation.
Oh,
the
yeah.
government have.
Well, it was so they could have raided Iraq, innit?
And people like to say, "Oh no, the
take
government."
all the oil and that, innit?
Yeah. People like to say the government would never do that. Do you know that during the Cuban Missile Crisis, when JFK was in power, they tried to put a false flag through of attacking Guantanamo Bay and.
Isn't that still going?
Yeah, attacking and shipping, sinking an American cruise liner full of American people by giving like Cuban friendlies weapons and telling them to go give them all the weapons to make it look like it was a Cuban terrorist attack, so they could then go in and do whatever. And JFK like vetoed it, so they've already tried it once for definite.
Ronald Reagan with the war on drugs, you know, they were using money for cocaine to like fund that war.
Yeah, there's something about that. And also back in Prohibition time, alcohol that they knew was going to be made into alcohol for people to drink, they got that stuff and started adding. It's just that. They started adding like toxic chemicals to it, so that
we need to change this picture. I'm listening to you, but it's still giving me my head, man.
So we'll just change it. There you go.
Yeah, nice.
We can yeah, so they killed people then. They tried to do it during the Cuban crisis. So they definitely have tried to do it many times before, and then you look at the evidence over 9/11, it's fucking...
And they flooded all, like, like LA before, they made crack, didn't they?
I don't know about that. Oh, well, as in when they threw all the drugs in?
Yeah, like, obviously it was cocaine, innit? And then it became crack, and then they flooded the inner cities with it, and like black communities and that.
And they gave, yeah, it's like 70s, aren't you talking?
Yeah. There's Ricky Ross or something, that dude's name. You know Rick Ross, the rapper?
No, he's that right.
Yeah, well, like, he fucking stole that name. He actually got sued by the dude as well, innit? Rick Ross, and he was the guy. He was the guy that was working with the government. The CIA was selling him the cocaine, which he was turning into crack, and he became a fucking millionaire and stuff. Yeah, and like finally got caught on that, but. Yeah, man, that was some wild shit, that was.
That's why everyone is so convinced that Epstein is CIA, because there's such a long history of it. Like, anyone who likes to think that's not, it's like, it's just you haven't read enough, or you haven't seen enough. Like, there's so much. And it's not just America either, like, it's here too, in England.
Oh, there's sex trafficking stuff.
It's everything. It's global. Oh, yeah, global. I just mean general, like, you know, doing shit that's considered a conspiracy, you know. I think a lot
Even the term was fucking made by the CIA, wasn't it?
What?
The term conspiracy theory was made by the CIA.
Yeah.
It's fucking jokes.
So in some document or something.
Yeah, to make it like, well, seem like conspiracy theory.
Yeah, and they put in a lot of like disinformation and all that.
Well, that's still happening a lot now, isn't it?
Well, yeah, all of this is. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh yeah. In fact, I'd say disinformation and all that fake news is way more now.
Definitely, it's a lot easier to get it out now.
Yeah, exactly, innit? Mm-hmm. Even like people like on these like groups on Telegram and that, you know, like anti-COVID and all that, because COVID was all fucking fake, like bollocks, isn't it?
I don't know if I agree about that, but it wasn't as bad as it was made out to be, for sure.
I didn't even think it was real, bro.
The numbers were fudged to hell.
I actually don't think there was a fucking disease, bro.
It's hard to say because at the same.
Oh, maybe there was a disease, but the whole thing's like fucking. It's just a load of shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, this is the thing. A coronavirus is a type.
They're trying to kill us.
A flu is a coronavirus, or coronavirus is a flu. One of them. It's not quite.
Bro, this is truth though. The government is trying to kill us, ain't it? There's fluoride in our water, bro. We've got fucking pollution, chemtrails.
Do you want to know why I don't believe that though? The government are trying to kill us.
Why?
Because the government just want money, and they get more money with more people. Do you know what I mean?
Have you seen that in America? Like,
you always follow the money, man.
The Chinese built super prisons in America because they make money off the inmates being in there, innit?
and
That's
then
why
like
half
do
of
little
America's
work as well.
America's got like the most incarcerated people in the whole entire world, or something.
And crazy shit. Even though it's like bud's like legal, so many places over there now, you got people that are in there for life sentences for like bud-related charges and stuff. Now still, it's fucking crazy. Like,
Florida's still like that harsh though. Like if you get, if you get caught 2 or 3 times, man, you're fucked, innit? And you're like, you're fucked. And what happened to that split?
it's so weird to me that like all different parts of one country have crazy different laws. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's the same
weird.
thing, don't it?
It's the same country. It'd be like us and Wales having
Wasn't
different
it
laws.
like the only reason that? Because every state that they had back a day, yeah, they didn't have like the FBI or whatever.
No, they didn't have
Yeah, and it was Bonnie and
thing.
Clyde, and it because all the robberies they were doing, and they were just passing state lines like
Part
what,
of it, yeah,
innit?
and the
Badass, isn't it?
the whole serial killer like awareness during the 70s as well. It was all the same kind of time. It's like they were aware of all these different things, and then they were like, yeah, we need to put
Bonnie
this
and Clyde was
together.
in the 70s. In the 70s, Bonnie and Clyde was that's got to be some miss shit ago, isn't it?
Okay, I think it was around the 70s when they started getting the things together. I don't know, Bonnie and Clyde wasn't too long ago.
Find out. It's good.
Yeah.
When the fuck was Bonnie
Might
and
be
Clyde?
right, it might be like more 50s or something.